Hi and greetings. This is Nancy Cornell. I was born in the east side of Buffalo, New York, and in Buffalo we celebrated the holidays with a lot of pierogi. And I've been watching all kinds of videos telling you how to make pierogi, and I remember as a little girl making pierogi with my mother, my grandmother, and my aunts. And we used this wonderful device. It was a rolling pin. The only problem with this rolling pin is that you had to roll, and as you rolled, your lower back was just killing you day in and day out. Well, I found an easier way to make pierogi, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. What I have is a KitchenAid Mixmaster, and it has a really nifty little device that will allow you to make pasta. And I said, if you can make pasta, you can roll out dough for pierogi. And that's what I'm going to show you today. Okay, so earlier today I made my dough, and I make my dough pretty much like everybody else does. I use some flour and salt, eggs, water, and I put a little dab of sour cream in there because I do like the way it changes the texture and the durability of the dough. Today we're making sauerkraut pierogi, and I saute my onions, throw in my sauerkraut with a little salt, pepper, and caraway seeds, soften it all up for about an hour, cool it down, and then I'm done making my pierogi. So what I've got is my dough, and I've taken my dough and I'm just putting it into a small piece of dough. Well, as you can see, it's about enough to fit in my hand, and I run it through the pasta roller on the #1 setting, which is the largest setting, the widest setting that comes with these things. So I always keep the speed on low, and what you're going to see is that this is going to take the dough and it's going to start stretching it and rolling it out. Now when you do this, you will see that periodically you will run into problems just like this is happening right now, where you're going to have holes in your dough, but don't worry about it. Just fold it right back up, add a little bit of flour to your dough, and always make sure your dough stays well floured as you're running it through. And just run it through, and it's going to come out as a whole piece. And again, I'm keeping it on 1 up until the time I'm satisfied with the way it looks. And right now I'm very happy with the way it looks because there's no holes in the dough, and that's the important thing. I'm going to run it through all the different widths. This is width 2, and you can see already that it's starting to change texture and look differently. And I'm going to take it all the way up through 5. It goes very quickly. You do need 2 hands. I came across this method many years ago when I saw an Italian person making ravioli, and they were using an electric pasta maker. And this was years ago, before these things became available for the home. I had a manual one for many years, and it was kind of difficult to do the rolling and holding of the dough. So then when I came across this electric Mixmaster and the attachments that came with it, I hit the jackpot, and for about the last 15-20 years, I've been making my pierogi this way. One of the benefits of this is that I am able to actually put together about 5 dozen pierogi in about 2 hours, and that was rather difficult to do with the regular rolling pin. I just take a scoop of sauerkraut and I put it in there, flip my dough over, and just press it in place. Now my other little secret is, one of the home kitchen shows has devices to make pastries. Well, I purchased that and I took it apart, and so the pastry crimper I take and I place where I want my pierogi to be cut. I press it down, and that actually crimps the pierogi, and then I use the cutter portion of it, and voila, I have a perfectly made pierogi. I've started earlier today, and I started making some, so this way you could see that I've got some going here. And what I'm going to do after they finish drying is I'm going to boil them, and I'm going to saute them and serve them for my family's dinner tonight. And I'm going to save the rest for Christmas Eve, because that is when my family partakes in meatless dinner, and this is going to be part of the highlight of the dinner. So from my house to your house, Merry Christmas, and enjoy making your pierogi. Bye now.